we have made so many updates and added so many new features to Accessibility Tracker, and I'm going to take you through a quick demo of most of the features available to you. Now, whether you're working on ADA compliance, EAA compliance, or compliance with any other law or regulation, Accessibility Tracker is the platform you need. And as we go through this tour, you will find out exactly why Accessibility Tracker is by far the best accessibility platform on the marketplace. And what immediately separates Tracker from virtually every other platform is Tracker is audit-based. The other platforms are scan-based. Why is that so important? Because we want to track full WCAG conformance. We don't want to track towards 100% score on a scan. That would give us an entirely skewed outlook on the accessibility of our digital assets. So it's so important that your platform is audit-based. Accessibility Tracker is audit-based. So let's go ahead and look at the platform. And we're on the homepage now. I'm going to go to pricing. And this is just to start with the fact that you don't need to go through a sales demo. You don't need to inquire about pricing. It's all upfront and transparent. And so we're not going to go through all of the features of these plans, but we'll just quickly go through the plans. With a small business plan, it's $19 a month. This is for one project. So think about if you're just working on one website, the small business plan would be right for you. And then we have the mid-size company plan at $49 a month for 4 projects, enterprise $99 a month for 10 projects, and then enterprise mega $9.99 a month, and you have access to 100 projects. And so you can purchase these month to month and cancel anytime. If you'd like a discount, then you can go ahead and purchase for 6 months, annual, or 2 years. Now, on the subject of pricing, what is especially nice is that there's flexibility built into the plans. So once we've logged in, and I'm logging in now, I'm going to go to plan details, and then we can see what I have available inside of my plan or for my plan, but we can also go to add-on enhancements. And this is where we can browse add-ons, and we can go inside the marketplace and add anything we want to our plan. So we can add VPAT credits, we can add extra projects, we can add extra team members, extra issues, and extra or additional AI interaction credits. So why this is so important is because it gives you the ultimate flexibility. Let's say that you're on the small business plan and you don't need to upgrade all the way to the mid-sized company plan, but you do want, for example, extra team members. Well, you can add that without going all the way to the next plan. So that builds in flexibility to Accessibility Tracker and just makes it very consumer friendly and very easy to get exactly what you need and nothing more. All right, so we've gone through that. Let's go ahead and go to projects. And I've got multiple projects inside of my dashboard. We're going to go to the bottom here, and I'm going to go to Company Accessibility Project. So I'm going to click on that project, and immediately we can see there are some analytics. So I can see the total number of issues, the number of issues fixed, and so on. And what we can also see is we have a VPAT tab, and we'll come back to this, and a team members tab where we can add team members to our project. But going back to the analytics tab, I'm just going to quickly scroll down here, and we can see some very nice data visualizations. But I'm going to go to View Issues. And when we go to view issues, what we will find is really we have our accessibility audit report transposed inside of Accessibility Tracker. So what has happened here is we've uploaded our audit report, and it doesn't have to be from accessible.org. It can be from any company who's going to provide you with an audit report in Excel spreadsheet format, which most do. And we can upload that audit report, and now we have this very valuable audit data available to us inside of Accessibility Tracker. So from here, we can see a broad overview of the issues. We can assign individual issues to different team members. And then very importantly, we can update the status of each accessibility issue. So you can see here, the status of this first issue is marked as completed. So this is where our team has made the fix. They mark the issue as completed. And then you have a validator come in, and the validator can either mark the issue as validated, or if the issue has not been resolved, then we can update the status to needs work, and that is there for us. All right, so we just go through that for each issue, and we're going to work towards full WCAG conformance, and where we want to be is where we have each issue marked as validated. Okay, so that's on the issue status. Next, we have user impact and risk factor as columns. These are very important columns because these enable you to prioritize the issues based on the prioritization formula of your choice. User impact is going to sort by the most overall impact to the most number of users. So if you have an issue that has a higher user impact, it's going to impact the most number of people and then also have the highest degree of impact. With risk factor, this is concerned with the ongoing serial website accessibility litigation inside of the United States. So if you're concerned with lawsuits, then you'd want to use the risk factor score to prioritize the issues. And so we've got these prioritized by the highest. I'm going to go ahead and sort one more time. We can see here we have the lowest scored issues, and then I'll sort one more time and we're back at the highest. All right, so I'm going to now view the individual issue. And what comes up is very valuable audit report data. And so again, this has been extracted from the audit report. Here we can see that we can access a screenshot, and importantly, we can go ahead and add any notes. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this issue, and that enables me to add notes. So I'll just write add note here. We can write anything we'd like. I can tell you what is coming up in the near future is there will be a comment log. So it's going to take the notes ability to another level. But for right now, there are notes. In the coming months, there will be a comment log. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this. And what's really nice is we have 5 different AI tools, so we can analyze this issue with AI. Now, just think about in terms of your team, and whether your team is yourself or a developer that you're contracted with, or you have an entire team that's working on accessibility. Your team now has access to AI inside of the dashboard, and the AI is basically pre-prompted. We've got 5 different AI tools. One of them is where you can enter in a custom prompt, and then the others are simplify and explain, alternative approaches, WCAG standards, and detailed technical answer. So most of these are self-explanatory. With WCAG standards, this is helping anybody who's working on the issue understand exactly what the technical requirement is. With alternative approaches, here we're looking for alternative ways of fixing this issue. With simplify and explain, just, hey, I'm newer to accessibility. Can you help me understand exactly what's going on here? And then we have detailed technical answer. And so I'm going to select this, and this is going to be more for developers. So I think you're going to use detailed technical answer a lot. And then so for this accessibility issue, I've gone ahead and selected this, and now we have AI streaming to us guidance on exactly how to fix this issue. So we have analysis of current implementation, step-by-step technical recommendations, improved code snippets, and so on. So this is extremely helpful. It not only reduces the rounds of validation, it helps your team move the project along faster, so you finish faster, more accurate, save money, save time. The AI is a huge, huge help, and this isn't the only place that we have AI. So we've gone through one issue. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the issues. And in fact, let's go to AI Insights. So we're going to go to AI Insights, and we can see here that the portfolio overview has us with 3 total projects, and we can ask any question and get insights into our entire portfolio. So let's just go to, we have quick actions here. Again, we've got some pre-prompts. So let's go to portfolio overview, and it immediately prompts what's the overall accessibility status across all of my projects. So I can ask this, and then AI is going to stream us the answer, and it provides us with the detailed status of our projects. And then I'm going to go ahead and ask a custom question. What WCAG success criteria give us the most trouble? So I'll go ahead and enter that, and let's see what AI comes back with. So we have 1.1.1, non-text content, 4.1.2, 1.3.1, and the list goes on. So very helpful. And the reason why this is even a feature is because we've used our audit report. And so AI is able to extract all of that data, and AI has access to the audit report's current status. So that's very, very important, because this is obviously dynamic, and we want to make sure that when we're working with these different features, that AI has access to the latest updates, and it does. So again, this is very, very helpful. We also have AI-generated progress reports. So let's say you need to report back to a leadership team, to management, to an executive, whoever you're reporting back to. We can now generate AI audit reports and really have an executive level summary of what's going on here. So I'm going to view a report, because it does take a few minutes for AI to generate a report. But here we can see an example, and we've got a digital accessibility audit report, executive summary and current issue status. We've got a table breaking down the issues, issue distribution analysis, and then we've got WCAG conformance assessment, and it goes on. And so we just have this very nice report that we can deliver to anybody. This is available for project managers. This is available for record keeping. And again, it's inside of the dashboard. And we can even copy the link and share it. And so that is another feature available. And then just recently in 2026, we've added a scan. And this is completely siloed and separate from the audit-based tracking that's enabled through Accessibility Tracker. But this is by popular demand. So many people asked about scans. And so now you have the ability to scan and monitor your web pages. So here we have a scan. I've run a scan previously for a demo. So let's just go ahead and start a new scan. And we'll just look at this really quickly. So I'll go to ESPN again. Actually, I'll go to a subfolder of ESPN. So we'll go to espn.com/NBA, and we will scan this single page. And I could enter in many URLs, but I'm just going to limit it to that. So let's go in ESPN NBA scan. We'll leave it at AA conformance. And then we can schedule the scan. So we can just run it this one time, and that's what I'm going to choose. But we could also run this daily, weekly, monthly, or set custom dates. But again, I'm going to run it once, and then I will start the scan. And then so this is going to take a few seconds. But after this happens, we will have the issues that can be flagged by a scan. They will be inside of this page. And so this is now completed, and we can see there are 61 total issues, 24 marked as critical. And so we have a breakdown here of 5 unique issues found. And then importantly, there are 61 total occurrences of these issues. So here, let's just look at color contrast. This is the second issue that is showing up. This is associated with success criterion 1.4.3. And then so we can click here, we can see these different occurrences. And then within these occurrences, we can open this up and see the relevant code and then what is necessary to fix. So fix any of the following. So very nice that now we have this additional feature where you can run a scan, and it can be you can even have it on a schedule, and you can use this as monitoring for what automated scans are able to flag. It's always important to know that scans are extremely limited, but of course, there is some benefit here in quickly finding accessibility issues and having the ability to run these scans on a schedule. So this is another feature available to you. And let's now go to projects. And I'm going to go back to the company, where is it? The company accessibility project. Let's go to this. And so if you have a product or service and you want to generate a VPAT for that product or service, you can do so at any time inside of your dashboard. So I've gone to the project management view, and we are in the VPAT tab. And so we've already generated a VPAT, and it's named Super App. So let's go ahead and view this. And so what Accessibility Tracker also enables you to do is, if you have a product or service, you can generate a VPAT for the WCAG edition. And this is based on the current status of your audit report inside of Accessibility Tracker. So here we can see that we can share the online link. So let's just go ahead and open this up. Let's just go ahead and open this up and see what the online shareable version looks like. And here we can see it matches very closely with the template. The VPAT stands for Voluntary Product Accessibility Template. It matches very closely with this template that we can download from the itic.org website. So the Information Technology Industry Council are the developers and people who maintain the VPAT. And so here we have a very nicely formatted document where we can see all of this information filled out. And here we have the accessibility table. We have remarks and explanations for the criteria that are not supported. And so this is all available inside of Accessibility Tracker. And as far as I can tell, we are the first to use artificial intelligence to fill out completely a VPAT. This isn't based on a scan. This is based on an audit report and then your updates to the audit report. So the reason I say generate a VPAT rather than an ACR is you still need to manually review this, because of course AI can make mistakes, it can make errors and omissions, but this can greatly accelerate the timeline. If you are self-issuing your own ACRs, this can help you when it comes to the WCAG edition of the VPAT. Now, in 2026, one of our additional projects is to work on other editions of the VPATs, but right now the WCAG edition, I can tell you, is the most commonly used. And so this is going to be a real help if you are issuing ACRs in-house, because now you can upload your audit report and then generate a VPAT and then review it. And then once you've reviewed it for accuracy and completeness, you have an ACR and you can share it. You can very easily share it. You can also download it in Word format. So we're just looking at the online version. We could share this, of course, or we can download the Word format. So here we have the option to download in Word. And then we can convert Word to PDF if we'd like. And so what we do here is I'm just going to show you, we're not going through the process of actually generating the VPAT from start to finish, but what I'm showing you now is we've got the details section here where we can add in the details. This is going to populate the VPAT. Then we've got the evaluation methods used, the notes, the scope, and then we've got the applicable standards, and then we get to the table. So this is all available inside of the dashboard. I mean, there are just so many features available inside of Accessibility Tracker. And if you're thinking, well, this takes care of everything, that's really the point. That's what we're doing. You know, accessible.org is the company behind Accessibility Tracker, and we've create a tracker to streamline accessibility projects. And that's exactly what it does. It saves so much time and money. It's both efficient and effective, and it gets you to this endpoint of WCAG conformance, or at least to where you know what issues remain outstanding. I mean, everything is here. This is so intuitive. It's so easy to use, and yet it's so powerful. It's going to save a lot of time and money, and we're not done. We keep adding on to this. It's already by far the best accessibility platform on the marketplace. It's not even close. This is not even close, and we're going to keep pulling away and making Accessibility Tracker better and better. So if you would like to, if there's a feature you'd like to see, definitely let us know. I'll include a link to Accessibility Tracker in the description. There's a free plan if you would like to sign up and start trying it. This is the best platform for tracking accessibility and compliance. And again, we are not done. This is only going to get better and better.